Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, representing Trials Martial Arts. Please welcome to the ring, Jacob Hogan! Please welcome to the ring, Melly!
3 2-minute rounds, we're underway. Will we get a feeling out process?
Very Thai-oriented style from Hogan.
Both fighters just giving good looks. Nice teep work there by Melly.
Marching forward style from Hogan.
You can really see the Muay Thai style in Hogan. Even the way when he receives a kick, how he acknowledges a big right hand.
Nice stiff jab.
He just needs to be careful with his hands there, Hogan. He's just dropping them a little low, and Ben Melly coming back with some firepower of his own. But the coolness and calmness of Jacob Hogan is really standing out here.
Just marching his opponent down as Hogan.
Similar to the fight we just seen as well. Melly happy to be on the back foot, but he's a lot more active, it must be said. He is throwing back shots.
Yeah, as soon as he receives a strike, he's replying with a strike in that traditional Thai style. You hit me, I'll hit you, trading strikes.
That was a nice right hand by Melly, just as Hogan got the opportunity to counter. A nice teep to the chin as well. Hogan maybe needs to tighten them hands a little, because Melly is starting to find his range.
Yeah, both men are landing on one another. Those leg kicks are going to add up.
Nice uppercut as well there by Ben Melly. He thrown a couple of right hands and he mixed it up with it, almost a corkscrew style uppercut. Hogan, just as he steps in with his hands filled, it's like he admires his work for the second and just stops, and there's almost that just stop gap that Ben Melly, if he gets the reading of, could counter.
Lovely shot to the body from Melly just on the exit there.
Both fighters mixing it up as cool as cucumbers in there, the both of them. But I would just, Jacob Hogan a couple of times there as I was watching, just as he threw a combination, just for that split second, he just admired it. He stayed stationary for a second. So if the corner of Melly has picked up on that, watch out for it for a possible counter. Just looking back some replays here, and nice right hand landed and tried to be countered by Melly, but Hogan landing the cleaner shot there. That was the nice teep on the chin of Hogan, but Hogan looking cool and calm.
What I like at this stage, especially in the amateur realm that we're in right now, is the shot selection from both men. Very calm. They're not just throwing for the sake of throwing. Everything's thrown with a purpose. I really like what I'm seeing here from both young men.
Seconds out.
Walter Scott getting us underway. So very interesting first round. I can see the pace being picked up in the second. Big right hand right down the pipe there, and Hogan tries to answer. But you can definitely see that Melly has picked up the pace here.
Good body work from Hogan.
Hogan just out of range of that combination from Ben Melly. And there's, just as he threw that combination, he just stopped for that fraction, and that right hand is finding a home for Ben.
Oh, he's working the body as well, going low, going high.
Nice left to the body and comes back up top with that right, and Jacob Hogan trying to fight his way out of the corner.
Melly really putting the pressure on.
Melly has really picked up the pace, and Jacob Hogan wears it.
Picking his shots beautifully, goes body, head again, then gets caught with a hook.
Like to see the knee there. Walter Scott, it's a grip and one strike, K-1 rules. But Ben Melly's really putting it on Hogan. Gets caught with a counter hook. But nice uppercut.
Works the body again, and the hook.
And Hogan just, as I was saying, Phil, he just seems to be getting caught just as he's finishing his own combinations. Melly's coming back with that counter and landing flush.
But I tell you what, Hogan can definitely take a shot.
He's coming back when he's getting hit. He's coming back with his own shots. He will fight fire with fire. And working the body now is Jacob Hogan. Melly might be tiring after this opening first minute of the first round. 2 minutes nearly up, actually. This round has flown by. Hogan is still standing in front of him, and Ben is going to be thinking, I've hit you with everything here. What do I need to do?
The hands and shoulders are dropping ever so slightly of Hogan.
Big round for Ben Melly there, Phil. But Hogan, he's walking back to his corner, and maybe has Ben Melly emptied the tank in that second round.
As I was saying, the hands are dropping ever so slightly. We've seen that in the last shot to the body. The chin wasn't protected, leaving himself wide open for a counter from Ben.
Big right hand there on the replay, just as you're seeing it, but that was really the story of the second round. But a nice counter, and that's what we're saying. Hogan will fight fire with fire. Definitely the bigger and more shots were landed by Ben Melly. But Jacob Hogan, he's a fighter.
It's the frequency of strikes that are the difference for me. Ben Melly's stringing them together a little bit more. He's landing in 2s and 3s, whereas Jacob Hogan just seems to be landing the power shots.
Interesting to see, third round, who's the fresher fighter.
Third and final round.
And Melly really started the second round fast. Will he try and do the third the same? Hogan is throwing them shots from Cork, them big hooks.
Hogan needs to get that guard up just a little. Gets
big
caught
right
with the
hand
straight.
by Hogan.
And again on the straight. Ben really finding his range here. Lovely
Hogan
uppercut.
is having his success as well, Phil, but it's almost each time he lands a shot, Melly comes back with 2, but Hogan trying to make it a fight, and a dirty fight, a brawl in clinch range.
Good inside leg kick from Hogan, then goes up top.
Third round here, we don't need a ring this big. Stick the two of them in a phone box.
Exchanging jabs there, popping the head back.
Hogan working the body.
Good body kick from Ben.
And again,
nice
that right
straight.
hand, he really extends it where you'd almost think Hogan is out of range, but the hyperextension just adds that little more reach. And a nice inside leg kick just to knock Hogan off balance. But Hogan coming back with his own. Very competitive third round.
But Jacob Hogan can take a licking and keep on taking. Moving forward the whole time, he just absorbs the shot.
A great poker face on him as well. He gets hit with big shots and you wouldn't tell looking at him.
No, unflinching.
The shots are coming a little tighter now from the trials man.
Good
Put a lot into this, both young fighters. And it's starting to tell. Ben Melly landing the good shots in clinch range again, Phil.
Hands are down from Hogan. Last opportunity for the two men to land big strikes.
Excellent 3 rounds of fighting from Jacob Hogan and Ben Melly. We're going to go to the judges' scorecards. But excellent performance. Both fighters had their moments. Big shot as you see. Big long right hand by Hogan and a beautiful short left. Just catching Ben Melly as he's coming in. With the work here on the inside. Beautiful work by Ben Melly. Hogan really came into the third round trying to push the action, and Ben Melly was willing to engage and have that firefight.
Great work rate from both men. As I say, it was the volume of punches that were the difference maker for me. The 2s and 3s versus the power punches and the load up of the punches.
We've got a decision, so let's send it up to your CRC MC, Mr. Terry Kavanagh.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to judges' scorecards. Judges scored this bout, declaring your winner by unanimous decision, fighting out of the red corner, Ben